All righty. Good morning, everybody. Mark Sudduth here, Wilmington, North Carolina, trying to get everything sorted and posted and technical issues, but it'll be okay. There's
How
CJ down in Florida. How you
you
doing,
doing,
buddy?
guys? Chilling, literally.
Right. All right. It is talking weather. It is Friday,
Yes, it
and
is.
as always, we got a action-packed show for you. Lots of good
Mhm.
discussion on all things weather. We'll do a little banter as we start off, and I'll talk about the old sweatshirt today, the hoodie,
Duke.
Duke Carolina tomorrow, the rivalry, the greatest
Oh,
rivalry in all of sports.
I would
Um,
beg to differ. I know a couple of good
Arguably,
rivalries,
right?
but at least the Battle of the Tar Heel State is going to go off tomorrow, so that'll be fun. It's
Yeah, they
always a good
play
game.
at Chapel Hill.
Okay.
Duke currently number four in the rankings. Carolina's number 14. And the
Okay.
emotional thing being at the Smith Center is a little bit of an
Right.
advantage. Duke has tended to be slow lately in their starts, so we'll see. I will
Okay.
be watching. I've got soccer
I'm sure.
tomorrow in Raleigh with Josh.
Okay.
First game of the year. The supposed to be last weekend, but we had snow
Right.
here. We were supposed to host Charlotte,
Oh,
and
wow.
we had 9 inches of snow at the soccer park.
Right.
So womp womp. So now
Well,
we
that'll
play
be
up in
fun.
Raleigh where it'll be very, very cold,
Yeah.
very windy. Josh is a goalkeeper, so he's going to
Yeah.
have some challenges with aerodynamics with the ball and just, and
Aerodynamics.
when it's that cold and dry, the
Yep.
ball just becomes like it's not as grabby. If
Really
yeah, it makes
shows how little I know about soccer.
it's not slick like you think of
Right.
lubrication slick.
Yeah.
It's like, dryness. You just there's something that's humid.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
don't have an example, but when yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
tends to
really
not
interesting.
stick to you as easily.
Okay. And I
So
can see
yeah,
where that becomes an issue for a goaltender.
right. So he's gonna
Oh,
have to punch the balls out instead of try to
right.
catch them, and then it just slips out of his hand. He's got to be very aware of that. This is where
Right.
his father knowing about dew points will come in handy.
That's
Moneyball
awesome.
part two. Yeah.
Right. So fun fact, I when I was 18, so my buddy Finn moved from Pittsburgh. His mom worked at Pitt and did research, but she got a job at UNC Chapel Hill. So they moved when we were in high school. I went down to visit him one time driving. This is after I moved to Florida from Pittsburgh to Florida, and he had me drink out of the old well at UNC. So I
Right.
have done that. I am not an ACC kid, but
Right.
I have drank out of the old well at UNC Chapel Hill.
Well, we do have the big game tomorrow. This is talking weather, by the way. Here it is off the Duke basketball report. Next up, UNC in Chapel Hill, and there's a
Wow.
nice write-up about it. And we'll see. The last paragraph that the author put here. Typically, the home team will have an emotional advantage, and that's a lot to overcome. Factor in Duke's tendency to start slow this season. That's another thing to worry about. You don't really want to give yourself a hill, Chapel
Right.
Hill, haha, to
Haha.
climb in Chapel Hill. Yep. So hopefully Duke comes out hot and
Hmm.
we can put the Tar Heels away and we can continue our winning streak after blowing an unbelievable
Right.
lead. Texas Tech at Madison Square Garden in December. We'll just forget that game, especially if we can win tomorrow.
Now,
All
if I
right.
remember correctly, Duke is in Durham.
Yep.
Okay. UNC is
And
in Chapel Hill, and you have
right.
State over in Raleigh.
Right. And
That's the
UNC and Duke are
triangle.
about 8 miles apart.
Yeah. Yes, that I
Franklin Street.
remember. Because
Yep.
I drove by, I'm pretty sure at least two out of the three campuses up there in the triangle area when I was going to his place. Um,
And one of my kids went to UNC. That would be Cole.
mhm.
And another one went to NC State. That would be Nathan.
So
Mallory
you
was
guys are a
accepted.
house truly
Yes.
divided.
Mallory got accepted at Duke, but I was fresh out of 150 grand a year.
Yeah. Because Duke's a private school, is it not?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I think it's a Methodist
Hmm.
private school or something like that.
Right.
So she went to ECU and she's almost done and
Hey, no
only
worries
has
there.
$100,000 in debt
Right.
instead of
What was
300.
ECU wasn't your alma mater, right? You went to
No, mine's
UNC
yeah,
Wilmington.
Wilmington.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm part of the Chapel Hill system,
Eh.
Wilmington version.
But they
So
all have different because I looked at when I was going for meteorology because UNC Charlotte has a
yeah,
meteorology program there, a
that's
BS
right.
meteorology. So, but they're not all the
Atmospheric
same. It's
scientific.
weird. They're
Yes, that's right.
it's like University of California
Yes, the UNC
where
system.
they're
That's
all
what it's called.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, you have Asheville, Greensboro. Hey, that'd be if Weather Scott's watching, I bet he can name all the UNC systems school.
I can't. The only
So,
one we knew of, and that's because Pitt and UNC were always big rivals in
right,
basketball and football.
right.
So, and I didn't follow Pitt. I am not a Panthers fan by any stretch of the imagination. I am, I'm a Penn Stater. We are. So
Well, we got Josh's game tomorrow at 2, and as soon as
that'll
that's
be nice.
over, we got to hightail it back home,
Yeah.
and we'll have to eat dinner here, people. Sorry, family's gonna be mad at me, but the game.
The
All
game.
right. Well, you're not here for sports
Nope.
necessarily, but there it is. That's that. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, I'll be in a good mood Monday. I know I will be because we got to talk about something big for Monday. We'll do that at the
Yeah.
end. So, some reason there's gnats in here. Like that's just not possible. Or
It's like
I'm
those no-see-ums is what we
right.
call them in Florida.
I know what it's from. Again, we have geckos over there, and I'm in charge of them. And Noah left them to me. Thanks, Noah. All right. So here's the topics for today. It's really bad out west, CJ. The drought
Yeah.
started hot and like it's this figure of speech, uh,
Right.
and had a big time snow cover, especially in California, and then things
Right.
just shut off, and it's really getting bad.
hmm
Not too good down in Florida either.
No,
We'll have
we've
to
got
take a
some
look at that.
serious issues down here when it comes to
Yep.
drought.
Right.
Um, yeah.
And cold weekend, especially for the Northeast down to parts of the Mid-Atlantic,
Yep.
bitter cold, and then another edition of Don't Believe Your Eyes.
I love that.
Thank you. That's very clever of me, if I may say so myself.
Yeah.
I come up with some pretty good ones from time to time. So those are our topics. We start off though with the national high and low temperatures,
Ooh.
and we do have a new contender here, a new contributor, not contender, but contributor for the low temperature. But we'll do the high temperature first. Yorba Linda checking in again at 88 degrees out there in Southern California. But West Virginia mailing it
Oh.
in at a negative 15
Ugh.
national low temperature in Davis, West Virginia. I'm gonna get that bug, I swear. I just need to get a frog or a lizard hanging on my
You need a
microphone.
chameleon just
And you'll see that. Right. Um, so either there's gnats in here or I am losing my mind. Negative 15 in Davis, West Virginia. So let's take a look at where these places are. We visited Yorba Linda before. It's down here just to the east and northeast of LA, Basin area, or southeast, whatever. It's in Southern Cal. That's the municipal outline of it. Now let's drop our Google Street View character in here somewhere and let's see what we see. Somewhere interesting. How about this boulevard here that looks like 90? And oh, I did this before. How is it possible to land on the exact same spot? We're going to do a do-over. I literally did. I remember that because it looked like something was burnt over there. Let's just do this.
very
And
weird.
there we go. And why are we blurring out palm trees? What's going on up there that has to be blurred out? Strange. Anyway, this is Yorba Linda, California, where it was
Very pretty.
88 degrees yesterday for the national high temperature. And I already asked CJ all the usual stuff. You ever been here? Nope, I've been to San Diego. Like I know that I know it by heart now.
Yeah.
Um, this is December of 2023, and typically when you get that big ridge out west, this is a part of the reason why I like to do this segment is to explain why we get some of these temperatures that we do. We got the big ridge out west, and here I'll just draw on this for a second. Get me my telestrator going here. There we are. So we've had a big fat ridge sitting out west with high pressure in control
Yep.
and southeasterly winds coming into southern Cal. And it's just hot. It's just the way it is. Maybe
Hot and
even
dry.
downsloping. Yep, hot and dry. And that's also led to the dry part being a real
Yep.
big problem. So that's where it was 88 degrees yesterday, Yorba Linda, California. What about the national low at minus 15? Oh, Infamous Adventures. That's interesting. So this is Davis, West Virginia. And to give you an idea of where it is in West Virginia, it's over here in the northeast part of the state as we pull way out here to hopefully not very good state outlines there, Google Maps. But yeah, it's there. We zoom back
Okay.
in, or I'll lose it. In West Virginia, and let's grab our Google Street View and
If I
throw
had to
him
guess,
down
it's
there.
probably very close to the Continental Divide.
There you go. It looks like a West Virginia town, I would say.
Very much so.
And it was -15 there from the national low. What do we got there? We got Hellbender burritos. Nice.
Hmm, I like
You,
that.
you
So,
always
fun fact,
please.
hellbenders, for those that don't know, they're salamanders.
Yeah, yeah,
They
that's the
are
thing.
giant
All right.
salamanders. We used to
Yes.
go hunting for them in the creeks back where I grew up, or in a creek, as we would
And the
say in
crick. I was getting ready to
Pennsylvania.
say it's got to be a crick.
It's a
And they're
crick down in the
slimy little.
hollows, is
Right.
our term for it, but they say hollers in West Virginia and Kentucky.
Sure.
We say hollows.
Now they're
So
slimy.
there's some Northern Appalachian trivia for you.
They're slimy creatures though, right?
Oh, very. They're
Yep.
it's almost like catching a frog.
It's like
Um,
catching an eel with legs.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. But they squirm,
Sure.
young kids, young boys especially. You're down in the creek looking for crayfish, crawfish,
Yep.
or
Crawdads.
yeah, that's it. Our word was crayfish.
Hmm.
Crayfish and salamanders and all that stuff.
Well, they're frozen now because it's
Oh yeah.
-15. So get you some frozen hellbenders in Davis, West Virginia. Who are these are must be little yeah, honor
Yeah, they're the
Fred Myers. Interesting. This must be near 4th of July. No, this was September. Well,
some
I
of
guess
these
they
towns up there just leave them up all year round.
big time patriotism. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And there's
But yeah,
who's that guy? He's blurred out.
looks like he's got a W hoodie on though.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So this is Davis, West Virginia, where it was -15 for the morning low yesterday. All
Yep.
right. So there you go. Small town, in and out, and
Lots
then
of
you're out
love.
of
I
here.
have lots of love for that beautiful state.
West Virginia?
Hmm.
Well, very good. I've been there once or
Culturally,
twice.
where I grew up, we were basically just northern
Sure.
West Virginia.
Right, right,
And so culturally, we were very like it's weird. Pittsburgh's weird. Like in college sports, you'd have equal thirds Penn State, West Virginia University, because it was only an hour south to
right.
Morgantown.
Yeah.
Um, and it was close, like 45 minutes to Wheeling and um Weirton. So yeah, there's a lot of cultural overlap there, more so with northern West Virginia and southeast Ohio than with eastern Pennsylvania.
Well, it's been
So
darn cold there lately, and
yeah,
they've
especially as you get up on those ridges, man, it gets brutal this
sure.
time of year.
So just to recap, again, national high and lows for yesterday, 88 Yorba Linda, -15 in good old Davis.
Davis, West
All right.
Virginia.
So, yeah, this is the oh yeah, I want to show you this. This is real. Remember we had the incredible snow in the Kamchatka Peninsula.
Yeah, I saw that.
So here's a time lapse of it. And
Wow.
again, real, not AI generated. And you talk about some big time snow. There you go.
Yeah.
Burying the cars. Goodbye. And they got to come out and dig it out. And then it
Hmm.
snows again on you. Wow.
Yeah,
You think
I've
we
seen
look
photos
at that?
of yeah,
God.
dude, I've seen photos of the drifts like eating buildings.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
how buildings haven't
insane.
collapsed. Like that's just too
I
much.
don't either. Because my guess is that this is somehow related to like ocean effect
Right.
snow.
Right.
This has to be. So usually you need some kind of water body
They
to give
put
you.
trees there to mark the stuck some trees to
That
yeah,
is
we have
brilliant.
those fiberglass poles here in the
Yeah.
United States that they put around parking lots and stuff. I've got one in the Tacoma.
Right.
Need it. Man,
Mm,
oh man, I don't know
mm.
what that says in Russian, but we appreciate you sharing this on the social media and
Yeah,
Weather
that's cool.
Monitor for sharing it. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the don't believe your eyes, AI's eyes, a little word play there for you. Because this next one, this got me. I bookmarked it. Let me unbookmark it so it's gone from, oh, it won't let me, but whatever. I bookmarked it yesterday when I was doing some prep for today.
Hmm.
I was like, damn, like how is this not on Fox Weather? Oh, okay. Now I know why. This is pretty good. And you guys watch this. This looks authentic, but it is not.
Oh,
This,
wow.
This is in Oklahoma, supposedly. And then see ya.
Yeah. Nope.
So I was shocked. I was like, man, like this has got to be, everybody's got to be talking about who is that dingbat that did this. And you look at the post from Military Arms, all right? And you're out drinking and having a little fun. It's the first snow you've seen in Oklahoma in your lifetime. Naturally, think it's because it's below 32 degrees for more than 2 hours. Ponds are safe to drive on like Northerners do.
Mm-hmm.
Then reality strikes. And I thought, I mean, it got me. I thought the authenticity of it, where they drove
Nope.
down this little hill thing and there's old tire tracks there. I was like, this looks pretty real. But the word on the street is uh, that it's AI because things like the disappearing snorkel. So watch, let's go back full screen. So
So there's a few things that give this away to me immediately.
yeah, this is what we're trying to do too, is not just
So,
like trying to help figure this
right.
crap out.
So the
What you got,
first
CJ?
thing is that ice is way too thin. You can see it right along the
Right,
shoreline there.
right. He would have broken through
It would have broken through right away. That
even on
ice
the
is
down
way
part.
too
Right,
thin.
right,
Yeah, and the way the ice breaks is very unnatural.
right.
Um, yeah, that just wouldn't. It looks like something comes up from underneath. That's not what happens.
The
The whole thing
Kraken.
just kind of gives way and collapses.
Right,
Is somebody who has fallen on a frozen pond into the water many times. It is not fun. And I can tell you that ice definitely wouldn't support a human, let alone a
right,
car.
right. And
So,
just going down that hill would have busted through
yeah,
nose
exactly.
first, but it looks
Mhm.
really
It
good.
does. I mean, it looks good. Um, but like I said, if you've done this before, there's a few things that'll give it away.
So there's a snorkel there,
That is
but
so weird.
then the
And then it's
snorkel's
gone.
gone. So hey, don't believe your eyes.
I like those Casey lights though on top.
Sure. So there you go. I got fooled for a few seconds, and then I had to start reading through. And I like this. I have to let this one flip.
I really like that. Oh,
All right. Hey,
oh,
it's social media. I can't control the F bombs. At least they're not coming from me. But dude, that is funny. I got to get that on a shirt.
yes.
Around you? Never mind. I won't even do it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's not
Uh,
real. Don't believe your eyes. Be careful. All right.
yep.
That one almost got past me. This one, of course, was real. We already talked about that. Okay. Moving on along to more interesting and
Hmm.
very real things. Turbulence. Not a fan of
Mm.
it when I fly. And I'm going to go ahead and just tell you, folks, this is my follow Friday right off the top. You need to follow this account. I am going to do it right now just to show that I really do this stuff because screw a bunch of turbulence. I know that
Yeah.
planes meant to stay in the sky and all that stuff. When I read these, and it just gives me the heebie-jeebies. This came out about a day ago, so it's a day old, but I thought I'd share this with you. This is from the National Weather Service Aviation Weather Center, okay? And we don't talk about this enough. So, isolated severe turbulence. No, thank you. So follow this account if you do flying more than once or twice a year, like CJ and I will be doing.
Yep.
And then you can know where to basically, which airport you need to take your Valium at before you board.
Right.
Because damn, like severe turbulence, I can't deal with it. And then the meteorology is in there. The highest potential turbulence, flight
Nope.
level 26 to, so it's 26,000 to 38,000 feet,
Hmm.
valid through 18Z, 17,000 to 29,000 in these areas. And
Hmm.
our pilot friend Steve, guess should get him on sometime to talk about turbulence
Right.
specifically. So yeah, that's my follow Friday, and it's done. I'm
Hmm.
following because there will be some flying coming up in the coming months. So, yeah.
Yeah. Nope. No,
Anybody
thank
out
you.
there in YouTube land, how you guys like the turbulence? Not too fun, huh?
I don't think anybody has. I don't think I've ever met somebody that enjoys
Matt
turbulence.
Clemens, he does.
He
Yeah,
likes it.
yeah, absolutely. He's
Oh,
there for it. Like when he took off from Raleigh after helping out during Ian, Ian was passing over Raleigh.
Right.
And I think he was on United, and he was like, pilot, all right, we're gonna have to like really hit it hard this time, folks, whatever. As soon as they took off, they were literally in the leftovers of Ian, and they said the turbulence was insane. And he
Hmm.
was, you would thought he was on a roller coaster at Cedar Point. He
No,
was
no
like,
thanks.
yeah,
Some of the worst turbulence I've ever experienced was flying back from DC last year during that Gulf Coast blizzard.
right.
We flew right over top
Told
of
me
that
that.
frontal
Yep.
system coming home into Tampa. And that turbulence was extremely severe, not to the point where people were getting injured.
Right,
Like I've never been on a flight that bad,
right, right.
but you know, I think for me, it's just the lack of control. At least like in a
Exactly.
car,
I
I
can't
can,
see exactly. I don't
mm-mm,
know. I don't have the pilots. Everything's
yeah,
fine. It's
yeah.
all good. You know what I mean? Like,
But I mean, our
exactly.
pilots were great. You know, they
Yep.
warned us of it ahead of time. You know, so don't complain when your people, when your flight attendants, or when they come on the overhead
Right.
and go, hey, we're not going to be able to do a food or a drink
The service
service.
safety. Right.
Understand it's for their safety just as much as yours. And
Right.
like somebody just threw down in the comments, this is why you wear your seatbelt when you're
Yeah.
seated on
Yeah.
the airplane, because the last thing you want to do is go flying, because then you injure yourself,
Sure.
others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a great account, and I'm following them, and I'm going to keep up with this. I like the
Yep.
little icon of turbulence where it's just an airplane with different outlines
Hmm.
of it going.
Yeah.
Anyway. All
But you
right.
can actually, Mark, if you look at their profile, so this is for folks, real time, this is what pilots see.
Yeah.
They get these med ARs, or
Yep.
meteorological
MECAR. Yep.
bulletins, and you can see that on that NWS profile, NWS AWC profile in real time, just like we would get tornado warnings or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. So trying to help you out, people. If you're flying,
Mhm.
at least you know before you go. All right. So today, I'll refresh this because, make sure it's current. Again, calming down in the weather department a little
Yeah.
bit from where we've been. A week ago, we were getting ready for the big Carolina snowstorm. Not so much in the current time frame, which is fine by me. Enough
Hmm.
is enough. Let's get on with spring. But first, that sharp trough still digging in. Very cold air. We've got the extreme cold warnings. It is going to be nasty here in the Lakes region, down into the mid-Atlantic.
Yep.
Even Florida, you got the red flag warnings now. Dry,
Hmm.
cool, humid is not happening. The humidity is out of there, so it's dry and cool.
Yep.
Out west, the same song and dance for now. Anything west of the Mississippi, you're just rolled up with dryness. Hawaii,
Pretty
all of
much.
Hawaii under a flood watch. All
Yeah.
of it. Wow, must be something interesting happening out in Hawaii. Alaska not looking too bad.
Mm-mm.
Stagnant air in parts of Oregon and Idaho, but no major storms anytime soon, which is good.
Mm-mm.
But we do have the very, very cold air coming in. And in fact, Lake Erie, ladies and gentlemen, I guess now let's just root for it. Let's go 100%.
Hmm.
Lake Erie sitting at 96% ice cover. And if it happens, it'll be the first time this century
Yeah.
that we've done that. So
It's been a
combined,
very
all the
long
lakes,
time.
more than 50% for all the lakes combined.
Hmm.
Superior at 54, Michigan 37, Huron three quarters.
Hmm.
Lake Erie, statistically, we just call it 100, rounded up. Lake Ontario, big, deep, whatever, so still sitting at 21, and most of
Hmm.
that's on the eastern side.
Right.
The very, very, very cold air coming down across, especially that Siberian cross-polar flow,
Hmm.
really number on the lakes region. And yet they're still getting some lake effect snows. I started following an account up there from Altmar, just some random dude that's posts all kinds of cool stuff, salmon fisherman and weather aficionado. And in fact, let me see where I can show you who that is right in here real quick. Following, I guess this is harder to find than I thought.
I don't think
Yeah,
you
I
can get a
can't.
list of who you're following.
Oh well. But the lakes cover is moving on up, and
Hmm.
the ice, and we got to wait until spring, I guess, to thaw everything out. So let me move to the next part here because this is important for two
Right.
reasons. First, anything I do in the future that's AI generated, generative AI, I'm definitely going to note it. And I did
Right.
that right down there in the right-hand corner. I needed a good graphic for today's thumbnail,
Right.
and I asked ChatGPT to create a Colorado-looking ski resort with very little snow, and within
Hmm.
60 seconds, there it is. But I think it's important to note that,
I
you
agree.
know? And so all of my stuff in the future that's AI generated, there will be some kind of a little dingus like that down in the right-hand corner that says AI. I just think that's the more
Right.
full disclosure, the better. That way people don't wonder, gosh, where is that? That's terrible. Like, okay, it only exists
Right.
in the mind of um, NVIDIA chips. All right.
Right.
And it gets the point across. Where's the snow? Colorado, Utah, and the snow drought. A very, very big problem out there, and not
Yep.
just for the economy. So let's first look at it from the drought perspective nationally. So just regular water, the lack thereof, pretty good chunk of the country now in some form of drought.
Right.
Out here in the West, especially in the high plains, Colorado in particular, very dry. But let's look at Florida real quick. We're going to definitely spend time, as the thumbnail showed, about Colorado, Utah, etc. But Florida, worst drought since 2012, if I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken, and
Yeah.
it
We
continues to
actually,
increase.
yeah, Mark, we just tied here, and you see that area of extreme drought includes my home.
Yep.
We have had the driest period from September 1 to February 2nd ever on record. So
Wow.
this is the driest the state has been. And a lot of people down here, we've remarked there really wasn't a rainy season. We really
Right.
haven't had much rain since Milton,
Right.
to
And
be
there was not
completely
any
honest with you.
tropical mischief this year. So
Nope.
you lose the hurricanes. With that, you
Hmm.
also lose the moisture.
Exactly. So,
Yeah,
this is going to have some impacts on our rainy season this year.
sure,
But hopefully we get a tropical storm or a tropical depression that just kind of dumps some rain,
sure.
get us our beautiful scenery back. But man, what they're going through out in the mountain states, that's going to be much more far reaching. Down here in Florida, we have our droughts.
Right.
We can have extended periods of drought, but eventually we get something that relieves it because we're so close to we're
Right.
maritime. But
Right.
up there in the mountains, it's much harder to make it, to make that back. And on top of that, much more people are reliant on those water sources.
Exactly. And once we get to spring snowmelt, this is going to be a really big problem for the
Yeah.
Colorado River Basin. So this is going to be a developing story. If we can click on Colorado here, zoom in, and again, love the interactive maps. What a world.
Mhm.
This is terrific. But we got to show you there is exceptional drought
Yep.
in parts of Colorado, and the Rockies really, really hit hard, and it is having a big impact.
Right.
This is some of the different Twitter accounts I want to show you. This is the NIDIS drought site, the National Integrated Drought Information System, and it should have more than 14,000 followers. Come on, people. But drought, people don't pay attention until it's upon you. Hey, where's the water?
Hmm.
So a dry, warm January leaves the West with the worst snowpack in decades.
Yep.
And the economic impacts are occurring, especially for winter recreation and the communities that rely on it. And water supply concerns are increasing. A bigger and bigger story. And I'm
Yep.
glad we're talking about it because I think it's important. That's one of the points of talking weather. It is the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the AI slop, all of it. And this is important.
Right.
It really is. All right. Some other context on it. Kyle Clark here. Who is that? Dad, husband, and journalist, and just somebody who has a lot of followers, and they are certainly on top of this. And looks like they're on the next on 9 News at 10 o'clock out there in Colorado. So here's some aerial video just to.
Doesn't usually look like this.
Oops, sorry, let's turn the volume down. So just for visual
Wow.
purposes here, great drone shots to set everything up. And that was what gave me the inspiration, by the way, for my AI.
Where is this, Mark?
So this is, I guess, let me turn on the volume. And I don't have it shared, but we might hear it through the speakers.
Called Mountains Outside
Organized chaos.
have led to a rush in here.
Okay.
The Family and Intercultural Resource Center in Dillon.
It's in Dillon,
Dillon, Colorado.
Yep.
Wow.
So it's really problematic. Colorado's
Right.
abysmal snow season and its economic impact is leading to fears that blue collar workers will leave the expensive high
Yeah.
country, and it is, and they won't return. So yeah,
Yeah.
a
Those
bigger
cities
and
like
bigger
Vail,
problem. Yes.
Yeah, Vale, Silverthorne, Aspen. I mean, they're really going to economically get hit by this. They in Park City, Utah is another one. You
Look at
know,
all the feedback on it too. So it is.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely going to be a problem, as much as, and I saw the guy there waving bye,
Right.
Forrest Gump, you know, down here in Florida, if our tourist season suddenly disappeared, we would
Right.
have some serious economic problems.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, and that's essentially it's existential for these communities up there in the Rockies. There's no other economic opportunity.
Right. Well, the storm chasing can summit in Denver,
Right,
600
but I'm
people.
talking
I
west of
know.
the Front Range.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, especially once you get up there in the Colorado high country,
Hmm.
it really is the only economic. They live for their winter season.
In
Um,
fact, you can keep chatting because I'm gonna pull something up and show you
yeah,
guys a
so,
real
I mean,
example of
these
this.
towns up there are beautiful, beautiful areas, and it's really going to hurt them economically. And that's something that we're really going to have to keep an eye on, and this could lead to a huge population explosion in bigger cities throughout the region. You're talking, Cheyenne, Salt Lake City, Denver, they're going to have to absorb some of this population, which is going to cause more problems.
So Pikes Peak, tall, cold, any
Yeah,
snow that fell, still there. This area right here is several, I don't know, 6 or 7 thousand feet. This is
mile plus
Black
high.
Forest. And dude, there's no snow.
No,
Like
it's just
that's
wild.
real. This is a live
Yep.
shot.
And look
And
at how clear the sky is.
right, right.
I
So
wonder
the
what the
lack of snow
temperatures are
cover.
out there.
Yeah, so speaking of that, I can tell you they are in the 60s.
Wow.
Yes, it's not good. Here I
For
am chuckling about it, but
yeah.
Chris Bianchi posted this yesterday in the afternoon. Denver just hit 60 for the 28th time this winter. That is now Denver's second most 60-degree plus winter days on record. Also kicks off a five straight days stretch of 60 plus in Denver. And maybe some hope next Thursday. Folks are playing golf in the Mile High City in February.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
So,
did Denver turn into Tallahassee or Pensacola?
yep, the pattern is stuck for a while. Another one from Chris. And this is really interesting. A very general idea about what Colorado needs to get back in the ball game snowpack wise.
Right,
Not impossible. They need a 30 to 45 day active period with 2+ storms a week, later than average peak snowpack, and maybe some optimism into March. And hopefully, the transition into El Nino will help this by creating a more
right,
favorable southern subtropical jet. And you still got the polar air
right.
coming south, get some interaction in there, and really fire up some snowpack. Because not just for, and look, I get it. There's the man made and the mankind part, like the economics to skiing,
Hmm.
Vail, all those areas, Breckenridge, but the environmental impact farther downstream
Yeah.
of the Colorado River Basin is
Yep.
very, very important.
You're
And of
talking
course that
cities
does
like
spill over
Phoenix,
in exactly.
Las
So it's not
Vegas.
just
I
a
mean,
man problem.
yeah,
It's an environmental problem, not
right.
good. And California is included in this. They're starting to
Yeah.
dry out a little bit too. So we're going to stick to this story going forward. And again, just to reiterate, should have slid this over, but whatever. Florida, worsening drought down there. We already talked
Hmm.
about that, but um, we're drying out, and hopefully
Yeah.
El Nino will save us. All right. All right. So I think I did it just in time here. We have Jen
Okay.
Naramore who has checked in.
Here she is.
It is time for checking in with Jen. You're leaving the Sunshine State and headed to the Peach State.
That's right.
Jen from the Tornado Talk, frequently seen on Weather Brains and here as well.
Hmm.
So, what did you do in Florida? What did you accomplish? And what's next for you in Georgia?
Well, good morning. Well, accomplished quite a bit, a lot of planning, a lot of warmth there at the beginning of the month until it got cold, but
Yeah.
I still loved it. It was still 40, 50 degrees warmer than in Ohio. And
Right.
hung out with CJ quite a bit. We did some research up in
Mm.
Clearwater to Tampa Bay area over toward Lakeland. So that was great.
Yep.
And a lot of fun hanging out with you, CJ. I'll hopefully get to see you
Likewise.
again. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're hoping to do some follow-up stuff in May and maybe make it a little bit further east out toward Osceola and Orange counties over toward Orlando and Kissimmee. But so it was a lot of planning for what's now going to be a bigger stretch of research. I'm going to be spending 2 weeks up in Georgia, middle to southwest Georgia. So I'm going to be covering a lot of ground from Macon to Columbus area and then south through the Albany area and even down toward Camilla, where they were hit with 2 big tornadoes back in 2000 and 2003. And I've actually got some plans to meet with some emergency management guys for a lunch and just kind of talk through what they went through. You know, those are some of the unsung heroes, or the emergency management, the first responders coming out and having to deal with the aftermath and helping people recover. And what we're seeing too, and CJ and I got to do this quite a bit, there's something about going along the paths and going and walking where the tornadoes hit. It's very impactful to look at it 100 years later, 50 years later, or whatever. So I'm going to start incorporating that a little bit more in my journey and find some spots while I'm up here. Zach's been helping me offline, Zach Reichel, who's my partner in this project, finding a lot of fatality names. So when I go to libraries and history centers, I already am coming with the basics of the tornado and some of the people. So that's what I'll be doing for the next couple of weeks. I have stopped in Ocala, and there is a reason, guys. I've stopped here at the Shell station in Ocala. All right, you ready to see why I did this? So if you look here, let me get out of the car.
I think my Zoom
There are
is
cars
cracking.
on the roof.
Yes.
You see them? Okay, have you guys been here?
Yeah, I've driven past it.
So have you ever
Stupid
heard of the
camera.
Roadside America app? All right, so I'm going to do a shameless plug for this Roadside America app. It's awesome. So my friend John Gordon, who worked at the National Weather Service in Louisville, recently retired. He's a new weather brain, amazing guy. He's like, you got to get this Roadside America app. It's really awesome. And so you put your route in where you're going, maybe find a place that you want to stop, which I put in Ocala, and they give you interesting sights to see. So this one was cars on the roof. I'm like, this is perfect. So I stopped at the cars on the roof place, and then you go through and then you can check off, been there, take pictures. It's a complete novelty thing, but it's a lot of fun. It just reminds me of being in the car, you know, with your grandparents or your parents, and you're, you know, looking for different places, or you're, you know, doing the letters or whatever, the license plate, and you're doing some fun games. So as I'm traveling by myself, I'm trying to find fun stuff to do. And so the first place I ever visited on the Roadside America app was Springfield, Massachusetts. I went to go see the life-size Mr. Potato Head, and I'm like, this is it. This is awesome. So that's what I did. Also, I wanted to show you guys, this is my travel buddy right here. This is little Jen Jen. Little Jen Jen is a gift from my niece CJ and her husband Will for Christmas, and then my nephews named her Little Jen Jen. But this is my travel buddy, is, you know, just sitting here and got somebody to look at here. Looks just like me, actually. So that's what I'm doing. I am in Marion County, and I did a quick search in our database, guys, for the fatality tornadoes that have occurred in this area. So there have been 3 that we know of. The first hit October 20th, 1941. It hit the Oak area to Ocala. It was an F2. Looks like the strongest was in 1975 on New Year's Eve. And it was an F3. One person died in that one, and also one person died in that 1941 event. And then the last one was January 7th, 1995, Summerfield area. It was an F2, and one person passed away in that event. So CJ, I'm gonna have to make my way up here up to the Ocala Library.
At some point, yes. North Central Florida definitely is an area that we're gonna have to check out. Jen, you know, today is an interesting anniversary, though. February 6th. This is the anniversary of the 2008 Super Tuesday outbreak. I believe it's the largest February outbreak on record, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, absolutely. And we've written a couple of events on tornadotalk.com about that. 2 events for today occurred in Alabama.
Yep, and
2
that's what
EF4s.
Mark has the Lawrence, Morgan County, Alabama EF4 on there.
Yep.
So our Zoom has frozen, and I can't unshare the screen. But apparently everything is still working.
Yeah, it
and we
is.
can still
We're-
we can still see Jen and
Yeah.
CJ, whatever, but just letting you know that we're frozen, and we'll keep talking, but this is going to lead me to when we're done, something big coming for Monday, and you'll see. So this is actually
Right.
this is
This is a good thing.
exactly the fact that Zoom has locked on me. Anyway, so keep going,
Right.
Jen. So the tornado talk, I pulled up the website, showed people there.
Mhm.
You do
Yeah.
have the calendar and terrific coding by Zach, by the way, to get a lot of this stuff to work
Mhm.
and the mapping and whatnot. Really cool stuff. I like that. Hopefully, it's still translating.
Oh, we lost Mark.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so we lost Mark. And I can shamelessly plug for a second because I still have everything up, so it didn't completely go away.
No,
So
I'm still here.
let me
So
do this. I'm gonna go ahead and log in to our tornado talk.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring that up. Do-do-do. All right.
I'm gonna shut my door here. We've got road noise, but
No, you're
CJ,
good.
yesterday, the event from yesterday that we have on our website is the longest track in Arkansas since records
Right.
began in 1950. It
Right,
was
right,
a
right.
125-mile path or something. It was
Mhm.
huge. And then, of course, today's events from that anniversary, the big ones were in Alabama.
Right. So for folks that, are curious, you can follow Jen and the Tornado Talk project there on Patreon, just like you can here for Hurricane Track. It is a great project to support right now. Jen and Zach, for those of you who aren't aware, they're out there trying to research a lot of these fatalities that have taken place in these tornado outbreaks. And we want to learn about the people that passed away, who they were as people, and really give people a place to remember all of those that we've lost. And Jen, you've said what, 20,000 people are out there
Yeah,
that you're
estimated
going to be.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
22,000 names is the estimate. I think that's still a little low. And that's taking Thomas Grzoulis's work in significant tornadoes and the SPC data and just doing a rough estimate. And that's how many names we're trying to find throughout the centuries of all the tornadoes. So we're hoping that we can find as many as we can. You can find a lot online, but then it's just being able to go into some of the genealogical centers, talking to historians, local historians. We're going to find out a lot more information. And you found that out when we were up in the Clearwater, Tampa Bay, and
Yep.
in the Lakeland area
lot.
too. There's a lot of people that know their local
Mhm.
history, and we need to tap into that. But yeah, that's that event from
Absolutely.
yesterday. How long is that path? 100.
I'm going to pull it up. That's wait a minute.
Yeah,
Yesterday was the 5th. There it is. Long track EF4. So this was, I'm going to pull it. 121.84
Mhm.
miles. It tracked
Yeah.
from down past, what is this, Yell County, all the way up to Highland through areas near Mountain View, which some people may know that area there in central Arkansas. But this was a very, very long track tornado. It was the longest track to the Super Tuesday outbreak, and one of the most violent, if I do remember correctly.
Yeah, that one was rated what?
EF4. I don't,
EF4.
so I actually, wasn't this one of the first outbreaks where the enhanced Fujita scale was utilized, I think?
Probably because that was only a year prior. The first EF5 was Greensburg because that happened in 2007. But yeah, it was just a year prior.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, so you guys can help support what, and I'm going to bring this up on screen, the virtual tornado memorial project. And that's what, we're really looking at here, Jen, is to encourage some support for you guys as well. This is something that is so important that nobody's doing. This kind of remembrance is a community driven effort, just like it says here on the website, and this is how you can support. So if you have any questions, if you're interested, folks, you can go ahead and visit them, tornadotalk.com, and then you guys are on Patreon, social media. You're on what, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as
Yeah,
well.
we're on all of them. Yeah, we're on all of them. We've got a YouTube channel. I do Spotify audio.
Yep.
Just, carrying these, as it says there, carrying the stories forward. We're taking what people have, already done, the research done by people like Thomas Grzoulis, and all of the wonderful work from the National Weather Service finding the tornadoes and surveying them and documenting them. And then we're
Right.
taking it a step further and talking about the people, because on the other side of every tornado there is a person, and
Right.
there's a business, it's their livelihood, it's their family, and trying to just honor them and remember their
Right.
story. So that's the goal.
Awesome.
So
Well,
have we
thank you so
lost Mark?
much.
Can he come back?
Yeah,
Or
I'm trying. I'm waiting to see if he does. I don't know if he's gonna make it back or not. He said his Zoom like completely crashed.
okay. Well,
Hold on. I gotta email him back the link to join. So hopefully we can at least do that. Where is
he's got to come
and
back
this
on here.
is
He's got to finish his tease of what's
right.
about to
So
happen here.
this is actually a perfect segue
Absolutely.
into that. So folks, if you guys give us 1 second here, so
Yeah.
that way I can go ahead and copy our meeting link
Yeah.
over to
Trust us when
Mark
we say,
again.
yeah, this snafu is a good thing.
Yeah, it's a very good thing because it kind of brings up the where is the stupid oh there it is. Okay, hold on. So yeah, like I said, so we're gonna be teasing something really important here in a second. If I can get him back on.
And this was not planned,
No, it was
obviously,
not.
but this boy, it's pretty cool though that this has happened and that we
Yeah.
lost our host. It's got a big
So for some
announcement
reason
on
it
this.
automatically transferred the host permissions to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll eventually learn how to use this at some point, like Mark always says.
Yeah. That's great.
Oh my. So I'm trying to think. So let's talk about real quick until he comes back. That Super Tuesday outbreak. It
Mhm.
was something extremely unprecedented for the time, and it's one of the earlier outbreaks I personally remember. Like I remember watching the Weather Channel and as it was happening, because Super Tuesday, it's a big day in the United States, and you had many of these states where people weren't focused on, it was a very contentious presidential election on both sides of the aisle, not just one or the other, primaries on both sides. You
Mhm.
had at the time a Senator Obama running, so he could have been the first person, on the Democratic ticket, first, African American president. You had Hillary Clinton, the first, woman. So there was history there being made, along with, Senator McCain, who was very well known and respected as a former prisoner of war. So we had all this politics in the forefront of people's minds.
Yeah.
And then we had on top of that a major, almost mid-March to early April-esque severe weather outbreak in
Yeah.
the beginning of February.
Yeah.
That's not that common. So I want to see if I can find the because I know you guys have some of the write-ups for that day. Let me just see if I can get a brief, like from Wikipedia or whatever, the stats.
Yeah, I'm actually able to get up here on my Mac and see if I can pull something up too. But yeah, it was
I got it.
Did you get it up?
Yep. So this outbreak lasted for 15 hours over the dates of February 5th and 6th, 2008. 87 tornadoes. Out of that, there were no EF5s, thank goodness, but there were 5 EF4s, 5 EF3s, and 16 EF2s. And then, obviously multiple more. There was about 61 EF0s and EF1s across multiple states in the Mid-South and the upper Midwest, in the Midwest from Indiana down through Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas.
Yeah. I don't have an overview in terms of when I wrote this several years ago. I have it as the second largest February tornado outbreak. Does that article that you're reading say what the first one was?
It
But
claims
is the
this is a
largest?
record.
Okay, so they're saying this was the largest.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have to look and see where it's because they say there was 87 tornadoes, and then in the second paragraph it says 86 tornadoes. So it's Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what they're basing that off of. I don't know what I'd have to go down and grab my Grizzoulis blue book and start digging to see where it is in that, but I don't have the back and back and back.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, but it is what it is. Let's see, hold on a second. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it
Mark
might
said
be.
it will not let him rejoin. So
Oh,
I guess I'm gonna
man.
have to close it out. Well, thanks, Jen, seriously,
Of
for
course.
everything, and we really appreciate it. Again, for folks that are interested in following Tornado Talk and what they're doing over there, what Jen and her team have going on, you can follow them at tornadotalk.com or on Patreon or on social media.
Yep. Shoot me an email if you have any
Will.
information on tornadoes. If you have questions on what we're doing, the best address would be memorial@tornadotalk.com. And I
Yep.
would love to hear from you. So, CJ, thank
Awesome.
you. Let's
Thank
get
you,
off of
guys.
here, and I will be in touch. We'll find out where Jen's going to show up next week.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Have a good
All right.
one.
Have a safe drive.
Thank you.
See ya. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So we've got some big news this week. So starting on Monday, like I said, there was kind of an illusion there or alluding there when Mark got dropped off. We're going to be transitioning our Talking Weather platform to a new streaming service. We're going to be transitioning from using Zoom to Restream. Is going to be a big deal. It's going to allow us to do a lot of cool stuff. It's going to make the production value of this podcast feel a heck of a lot more professional. So please be sure to tune in Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern for Talking Weather, so you can see that as we, continue to grow this live podcast. So again, thanks all of you for joining us today. My name is CJ. I'm down here in Venice, Florida. That was Mark Suddeth for Hurricane Track up in Wilmington, North Carolina. This has been Talking Weather. Again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube so you don't miss every day, 10 a.m. Eastern, this great live show. We'll see you Monday.